Today we're going to be talking about Photoshop. Now you say, Photoshop, Asher, I thought this vlog's about filmmaking. Well, some things are changing. So yes, I am talking about Photoshop today, and yes, it's about photography. Here's why. Recently in my business, I have now offered photography and graphic design, graphic arts as services. So what I do with my business, I want to keep it consistent with my YouTube channel because I have experience and knowledge about these things as well, so I want to share with you guys. So let's talk about a product shoot today, and specifically how I got the background of an image to be a different color. Recently I did a product shoot for Floss Picks. Pretty straightforward. Now, I wanted a nice clean background for these pictures, and the way they turned out, I think really accomplished that. So I wanted to have kind of like a minty green colored background for the surface to kind of complement the overall tone of the product. And what I did was I ended up painting the background in Photoshop. I didn't have the correct color green that I wanted in terms of paper or as a surface. So I originally used just a white piece of copy paper, and then from those pictures I ended up painting the surface in Photoshop. So I'm going to walk you through how I did that. Alright, so here's what the original photo looked like. After I import the photos, I do just basic corrections with shadows and highlights with the raw image. Once all that looks good, I use the quick selection tool. I wanted my workflow to be faster for this project, so I use the quick selection tool. They're nice clean edges, so the computer recognizes those easily. Once that is selected, I get my background separated. Alright, so here's what it would look like once my mask was completely selected. It looked like this. So then I copied it and I pasted it onto another layer, and here's what it looks like without the original layer. You get a nice clean cutout of the background. So now that my background mask is on a different layer, I want to start painting, but I don't want to paint on the same layer. So to select my background again on my Mac, I hit Command click. That way my selection mask is brought back up, and that way when you paint, it's only going to be painting inside of your selection. Then I make a new layer, and that's where I'm going to start painting. So I chose my color, I painted, and originally once you paint, it's going to look like this. Alright, just a solid paint line. Let me deselect the mask. So it comes out to be a solid paint line, but I didn't want that. I still wanted the surface to be shown and the shadows to be shown. So I changed the blending mode. I took it from normal, and I figured out that multiply was a good look for this product shoot. It kept the color of the background the way I painted it, but it shows the texture and it shows the shadows. This one was a little bit more complex though. It was easy to use the quick selection tool for the majority of this, but as you can see, there's a lot of tiny spots that I need selected. And the computer was okay at recognizing that, but not the greatest. Because some of the spots were a little bit too detailed for me to get with the quick selection tool, I went back and manually fixed it with a brush. I just went along and erased the white to be shown. Obviously, it doesn't look like that. I'm just showing you what I did. And for places that I had to color it back in, I just manually took my paintbrush and started coloring inside. And obviously that's the wrong color too, but I'm just showing you as a reference. So with one simple paint layer, you can do a lot. If you separate your foreground and your background and then do a little painting, you can get some really cool effects. Feel free to reach out and let me know what you think. Anything you want to share with me, go for it. I'd love to hear it. So for this episode, we're done. I'll see you next time.